Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to today's information meeting. This is the third information meeting in a series of information meetings that are almost identical. My name is Leyton Schnellert, and I am the Eleanor Ricks Professor of Rural Teacher Education at UBC, and I'm an Associate Professor in the Department of Curriculum and Pedagogy. And some of you might also know me because I'm the academic lead for the West Kootenay Teacher Education Program. I'm here with my amazing partner in crime, collaborative professional, Linda Haftner, who is the Senior Administrative Assistant and is the assistant working with this program. Do you want to say hi, Linda?
Hey, hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, we look forward in giving you a little bit more information soon. Should I just say that I work for a professional? Okay, so I work for a unit called Professional Development and Community Engagement at the Faculty of Education. So we're basically a service unit to all of the departments in education, such as Leyton's department in Curriculum and Pedagogy. And so my role is to provide support to all of the cohort students from the time that they apply until you guys will be graduating. And very shortly, I'm going to be talking to you about, what you need to do to apply, documents, and tuition costs, and so on. Thank you, Leyton.
All right, here we start. I'm so excited to have some time with you all. The name of this program, so it's a Master's in Education in Curriculum Studies, and we focus on two things: practitioner inquiry, which means supporting you to pursue the passions and the interests that you have. And we're all together taking up what we call place-conscious pedagogies, which spans all kinds of perspectives related to place. So it could be working with the community, it could be connecting with the land from Indigenous perspectives, it could be learning about or working in your place. But we do have that focus together, which, if you already know me, which some of you do, know that that's my passion. Linda, would you like to give your land acknowledgement and then I'll give mine? But you're on mute, so it's a good line. It's a silent land acknowledgement right now.
Sorry about that. I would like to acknowledge that I don't know the territory here. I'm really so sorry there, but I am in a commercial drive area. That's where I am, present here. And we would like to acknowledge that we are in the unceded territory of the Musqueam people. And I'm not sure if there is a different people that they live here in the commercial drive area. I'm really so sorry.
I think the Tsleil-Waututh folks also claim that territory as well as the Musqueam. So that's great.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm joining you from Syilx territory, and Syilx territory is Okanagan territory, colonially known as the Okanagan. And I am just so privileged not just to live here, but also to research with the Penticton Indian Band and be a research partner for these past 8 years, as I learned so much about welcoming Indigenous ways of knowing into my practice. You just met us. That was pretty fun. Our agenda for today, we did some introductions. We're going to talk about the program. That's mostly my part, where I talk about the structure of the program and the content. You have a chance to ask me questions. And then Linda's going to talk about the really practical stuff. So applying and admissions. And I'll be here to answer any questions as well related to that. There we go. So I think this is the part where I must say that this is in the Department of Curriculum and Pedagogy. So this master's is within that domain. And we have some incredible folks who have been in this program prior. This is the 4th cohort of the Place Conscious Pedagogies and Practitioner Inquiry cohort. And so folks who are in our cohort span all kinds of roles. As I was mentioning to Rachel, we've had music teachers, I told Emily, we've had primary teachers, we've had secondary folks who are doing alternate and on the land programs. We've had classroom teachers, support teachers. We've also had teachers from the college, from Selkirk College, from the nursing faculty, and we've had community educators working in all kinds of community-based education, because place consciousness includes that.
Oh, Leyton, I hope that I uploaded the correct PowerPoint presentation, because I'm not sure if you had already completed this part or not. If I did not, then I will have to unshare the screen and find it. And I do apologize to everybody. I'm just like,
we do have a version that has this information filled in, yes.
Oh yeah, I think that, okay, so
The
I'm
good news
going
is
to,
I can talk for a long time about.
I'm gonna just unshare for a second, and I'm gonna try to find the correct PowerPoint. I do apologize for this.
No
Okay.
problem, Linda. I will mention that this will be the 4th cohort of this program. And it is a 2-year plus 1-term program. And so we've had a really wonderful journey where folks identify an area that you want to investigate. And so if you take part in this program, you'll actually create your own research project with my support and the cohort support. And so the whole first year really helps you think about, what could your project be? You know, what's under, like, what are the ideas, the theory and the research underneath it, and how does that connect to approaches? Some of the ways we like to talk at Sarah, you'll remember this from a couple of years ago, is you're starting to figure out what's under the iceberg of your practice. I really believe in this. What's that about? Because we as practicing educators often have challenges just keeping up with the research, because we're busy teaching. And so this really helps you figure out where you are, what you're about. But we really want to emphasize, or I really want to emphasize, that we're not trying to create the same teacher with this program. This is not like a sausage factory, everybody. This is helping you grow your practice in your context. And the benefit of being in this community is you learn so much from each other as we learn together. Then in the 2nd year of the program is when you implement your inquiry. So you're doing coursework that supports you in implementing your inquiry, but you're carrying something out in your practice, in your context. And folks' contexts are so different, as you heard when we were meeting each other at the beginning. But just to be clear, that the first year is really about setting you up for this inquiry, delving deeper, learning about different perspectives around curriculum, understanding the different ways that we understand teaching, and realizing there's really not just one way to know teaching. It's really about understanding these different approaches and kind of bolstering yourself in terms of, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm about, and here are the practices that I'm interested in deepening. Then in the summer of the first year of the program, so we start in the summer, you'll see that in a little bit, and we do these courses. In the 2nd summer is when you submit your proposal to me. And so then I'm like, absolutely, but tweak this a little bit, Mrs. Crown. Oh, Marissa, have you thought about that? Sarah, remember that reading from the 2nd course? It's actually a fit right here. And so I'm kind of like your supportive coach or your mentor throughout the program. But then I approve your proposal in the 2nd summer. And then you carry out your inquiry in your settings sometime in the 2nd year. It takes a little bit of time to be able to go through something we call ethics. So don't expect to start your inquiry right away in September. Some folks don't get started till October or November. That's okay. It's so different depending on what you're doing in your contexts. So that's kind of my talking about the program with no slides in front of me, but the slides are coming any time. But we do begin in August. And so we're together as a community for 3 weeks this August, beginning right after the August long weekend. And we have this beautiful site in Nelson, where the West Kootenay Teacher Education Program is held. And we've just undergone gorgeous renovations. It was already a new site, but we have this new big gorgeous classroom on the main floor that we'll be able to work from. But we do get out into the community and learn with community members, elders, and knowledge keepers as part of the program right from the beginning. And the first course will be co-taught by myself and I'm an Indigenous PhD candidate who I've been working with for the last, 20 years. I can't even believe it. And so we'll be together learning, building our understanding in that first course. In the first summer, there's actually 2 courses you take. The first one with me, that's actually called Practitioner Inquiry and Place Conscious Pedagogies. Just kind of matches stuff. So you get a real grounding in the terrain of the different ways that we can look at place and curriculum and teaching. We get you already thinking right from the first course a little bit about what are the kinds of things you might be passionate about looking into. And then the second course we call Theory Camp. Doesn't that sound fun, everybody? Woo! And that course is EDCP 562, and it's Issues and Theories in Curriculum. And so Dr. Lisa Lautenheiser teaches that course and really gives you this really nice base in different ways that we understand curriculum, and really helps you think about where you're positioned. We'll talk a lot about that in the program. How are you positioned? What do you understand? And a lot of it is coming to understand how we educators have a lot of power and privilege. And so how we're working to decolonize the system. It's very much a theme in this program. If we could rename it, we just probably call it Decolonizing Education. But instead, I'm just telling you what this has become and the work that we're doing. Again, everyone of every background is welcome in this program. Not only do we celebrate diversity, but we lift up diversity in this program. And so we welcome you from whatever background you have, knowing that what you have to offer us will help us all grow. We're really a community in this approach to the program, if you haven't already figured that out. Anybody having a child during the program? Leytina and Leytonia are excellent names for girls. Oh, whoops, we're being recorded. I withdraw that statement. Is my sound not on? I'm giving the good jokes today. It's a
good one.
Thanks, Aaliyah. So it's a 30 credit program. So this will get you a credential, a master's credential in British Columbia, the Northwest Territories, Alberta, or the Yukon. And so it's great to know that. It's 9 courses. And then the 10th course, 9 3-credit courses, and the 10th course is your research project. And so again, I'll just mention that in the first summer, we're together for 3 weeks, beginning right after the long weekend. Then you have a course each term. There's 1 course from September to December. There's 1 course from January to April. And there's 1 course from the very end of April to June. And then we're together in the summer of the first summer. There's just 1 course in the first summer because you're preparing your proposal. So, sorry, I should have said that. There's 2 courses in summer 2022. There's 1 course in summer 2023. Then you've got a course in the fall again, a course January to April again, and a course May to June. And all of those will support you to carry out your inquiries. And I don't think I need to reveal which course I'm teaching in the middle, but let's just say I see you for the first course, one of the middle courses, and I see you for the last course. And then you'll meet leading researchers with very diverse backgrounds themselves, who will be teaching the various courses along the way. And even just encountering these amazing professors is very cool in terms of how they're going to unpack the idea of curriculum, education, place, and decolonization. But I'm really excited. I get to recruit each of the professors myself and co-plan a bit with them so that whatever happens in each course, it actually changes what happens in the next course, depending on who the community is and what. So it's not like we have a canned program that we teach to you. We actually engage in these courses with you to help you grow your practice. Woo, I really got excited there. I will mention that in the second summer, the dates for that course are July 11th to 22nd. Do you want me to say that again? The dates for the course in summer 2023 are July 11th to 22nd, and we'll be with Dr. Harper Keenan, who has a Canada research, has a research chair in diversities, sexualities, and gender identities. So Harper will bring all kinds of cool things there. But what we'll be doing in that course is actually you'll be digging into the research into your passion area. So Jessica, if you are super passionate about inquiry learning, you'll be spending that course really digging into your piece. Sarah, if you're really interested in multi-age classrooms, you'd be digging into that during that time. So Harper will engage you in what we call a literature review, helping you focus in on the thing that you're passionate about and figuring out what other people say about your topic. Are you enjoying this so far, everyone? I hope I'm painting a picture with my words. Thanks, Morgan. I appreciate your support. Just while we're also thinking a little bit about the flow. Thanks, Rachel. Merci. Well, we're thinking a little bit about the flow of the program. Summers in this program are held in Nelson, British Columbia, a beautiful gem, which is, if you haven't been there, we're a freedom, diversity-oriented rural community. And so, so we're there for 3 weeks in August, with enough time for people to get back to their communities, right? To get back to Fort Smith or Cranbrook or Haida Gwaii, wherever you're teaching, to get prepared for the last week of August. Then the courses are online during the school year. So no one needs to travel during the school year to attend courses, but we do meet between 5 and 6 Saturdays in a semester. So there, you have to think of yourself like giving away a Saturday during the day. It's interactive. Our courses are live and synchronous. You're not doing a bunch of reading and just filling something out. The instructors are actually engaging with you online and moving into breakout groups and trying things out. And then the next summer, July 11th to 22nd, we're back in Nelson again. And then we're online for the whole rest of the year for those courses. And then the final summer, the last week of July, we're back in Nelson. And it's almost like a conference where you present your research and get feedback. So this is going to enable folks from the Yukon, the Northwest Territories, from the East Kootenays, from different parts, from Williams Lake, from Fort Nelson, wherever you are, as also people down the street like Rachel, who are right in Nelson. It's really a chance to be together in community. And Sarah, I think that's why we've got such great interest from folks from our previous WECTEP cohorts, because it's almost like coming back together, but being able to stay in your community. And so a lot of what you'll be doing, folks, is thinking about your own communities and what's meaningful in your own communities and the local Indigenous knowledges of your own place. And so we support you in that process. Linda, this is looking pretty good, this one. Linda,
my computer crashed. I was looking for this and I'm so sorry. I just feeling so stressed about the whole thing. You're just such a professional, Leyton. Thank you so much. Is this the page that you were speaking about or before?
Let's go back to page 7 for a moment, maybe.
Okay. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Let me just.
I did try to talk people into naming their children after me, just so you know, while you were gone. So you might have to edit that part of the video.
Okay, and I don't know if you can see it. I cannot remember how to make it big here.
So we go back up to slideshow. Right where you were. Keep going up at the very top. Keep going to slideshow along the top to the right.
Oh.
Nope, not there. That's a good one too, though.
Oh my God.
So at the top, the slideshow, along the top, higher up.
New slide.
Nope, up to the orange part. And then
here.
Keep going to the right to the slideshow. Keep going to the right. One more. There you go. Yes. And then from current slide.
Okay, I'll go there.
Or the beginning. The beginning is good as well.
Is this okay? You want it from page 7?
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Great. So I think I've already noted that we really have a focus on taking up a diversity of perspectives, teaching approaches, and understandings of curriculum. So what's super cool about this program is you get to understand all these different approaches to curriculum, and it probably will help you go, oh, that's why I teach that way, or that's why I love that way. But I also really want to welcome you to know that you'll probably be disrupted a little bit in the program, because it's going to ask you to question a little bit to say, oh, why do I do that? What does that practice do? And so hopefully we're all going to grow as teachers to understand how some of the things that we do that we've never questioned, we can adjust them to be more welcoming, more diversity oriented, to help more kids of more diverse backgrounds grow and have more success. And then, as I mentioned already, we look at place consciousness. We also connect that to rurality. We look at different approaches to curriculum. And then we also think about school and community engagement, all connected to whatever you want to inquire into. Thanks, Linda. This is a good recap. This is a cohort designed for working professionals. You don't need to leave your work. You don't need to leave your job. We recognize that you are working in your contexts, in your roles. And so, and also it's for teachers beyond the West Kootenays as well, but we are located in Nelson for the Summer Institutes, but everybody's welcome. And here's the course order. All right, so in August 2022, beginning on, I can't tell you, whatever the first day is after the long weekend. So August something, everybody, the first Tuesday of August, we start. And we go for the first 3 weeks. And the first prof you're going to get is some guy named Leyton Schnellert. That's me, everybody. And then the course will be co-taught with Bonnie Lynn Donovan, a magnificent Métis PhD candidate who works with me. And we've been able to work together for the last 20 years. The second course, which will also happen in August 2022, will be taught by Lisa Lautenheiser. It'll start after my course ends. So you do my course for about 7 days, and then you do Lisa's course for about 7 days. We've just found that it's easier for folks to take one course at a time than try to do both and have us competing for readings each night. So that's never happened in your academic careers, people, where you're like, whose reading do I choose? Which prof do I love more? No, it wasn't about prof love. All right. And then the next course is Exploring Indigenous Historical and Cultural Sites for Learning, which is a super cool course because you're learning about diverse Indigenous perspectives and ways of knowing, but you're also learning or making connections to your local context, right? So Sarah, for instance, you could be learning or making connections to Tanaha ways of knowing in your context. And so it really allows you to think about your own location, your own nation. That course is taught by Joaquin Munoz, who is a firecracker. And if the course was in person, he'd be making you dinner. He's very passionate about feeding the cohort as a cultural practice. But instead, he'll come and meet us in the very first course. So maybe we'll all get to eat together in that first course. It's going to pop in the summer. That will be either 5 or 6 Saturdays in September. Then online. And then in January 2023 is Theorizing Pedagogy. This current cohort, Donna Kozak, taught this course and people loved that course. That's going to help you create for your proposal what we call your theoretical framework. That will actually help you start to create your proposal for your research right then. And you'll be looking at all these different ways that research or that teaching can be taken up and what's underneath it. What are the values and beliefs under these different approaches? Then in May 2023 is the Research Methods course. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that course. We could do it one night a week. So like say Thursday nights or something, because it's nice to build your proposal during that term. So just know that we're still figuring out how that one will look. Still, it will be online, but that course will help you develop your proposal using the theoretical framework that you developed in the previous course. Then in summer, in July 2023, the magnificent Dr. Harper Keenan will be teaching review of research in curriculum and pedagogy. That's when you create what we call your literature review. That's where you delve deep into your research area and find out what people have done and what people have found. And that's the last step in developing your proposal. And so after that course is when you submit your proposal to me for approval and review. With me so far, friends? Can you feel how we're really supporting you during the program to develop your own identity, your own practice, your own pedagogy, and your own research to say, what are these approaches and what am I doing and what can I grow? Then we get to, I mentioned that was July 11th to 22nd, probably 6 or 7 times now in July 2023. Then in September 2023, we have curriculum change, planning, and implementation. I got to teach that course this year. It was super fun. And that's when you're getting your research started during that term. And then in January 2024, we have Living Inquiry and Learning Communities, which has been, I think, folks' favorite course in the program. And it's not even taught by me. And it really helps us get into understanding and engaging in inquiry in our settings. It's quite a beautiful course. Again, 5 or 6 Saturdays online. And then Education, Action, Research, that's me again, everybody. It's an elective. You could choose something else. But what I'll be doing in that course is I'll be helping you analyze your data, helping you figure out what you're learning from your research. And then you finish writing it up. in June and early July, and then we come together for the last week of July for a little conference where we share our research and celebrate. There will definitely be eating at that time. All right, Linda. Oh, go back one slide for a minute. Sorry, Linda. It is possible to take a different course in July 2023 and May 2024. If there's something else you want to take at your local institution or something in an area that you're really passionate about, then you do have that option to take another course. I just have to approve it. If you happen to already have taken a master's course somewhere else, you could also apply to transfer that course in to replace one or both of those electives. And then on the next slide are just some examples of electives, but really it's your chance to take something that's of interest or passion to you. Just the reason why we offer one in common is it supports everybody in their process, and it means that you do have something to come together for if you want. And these are just examples. You can take just about anything as long as it's at the graduate level and it helps you to grow your research and your practice. Thanks, Linda. I think that might be when you can ask me questions now, Linda. What do you think? Is this that time?
Sure.
Great. And then Linda will do the more practical of application and money bits. Any questions for me, folks?
Okay, I got one for you, Leyton.
Emily?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I graduated VIU, as you might know me from,
Yeah.
in 2019. I just finished my 5+ through Queens for kindergarten specialists in October. And I've been talking to Danielle Morissette here at FES, and she has been giving me some like, yeah, you can do it kind of thing. And I guess Mike Page, the principal, did this program too.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you can do it. But what's freaking me out is paper writing, Leyton. I have not wrote a paper in like ages. So can you like, yeah, you can do it for me right now? Because that's like a little
really, we really scaffold the process, right? So in that very first course that's taught by me, we're building our writing muscle and we're finding our writing voice. You don't need to sound like anybody but you, Emily, right? We're helping you find your voice as an educator. And then as we move into the theory courses, similarly, you're building your voice, but you're writing in first person and you're taking ideas and supporting. So we really do scaffold that process. And especially as we move towards the end, the whole inquiry process is really scaffolded. Could you feel that? Like we're helping you write a theoretical framework, and then we're helping you write your proposal, and we're helping you write your literature review. So you really build your writing muscles with support in the program.
That's what Danielle said.
Okay.
So I'm like, I think she's probably right, but I thought I would just hear it from you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
think that's very true for many educators, right? Educators.
Yeah, I mean, I'm teaching K1 and I definitely don't even have to teach them how to write like a paragraph yet. So it's like, I don't have that in my brain at all.
And many primary folks have taken the program, so really feel like this is a great place for you. You bet.
Super. Awesome.
Any other questions while you got me? Morgan Taylor, I saw that camera on.
There is one question from Aaliyah. I'm just reading it here. It says, I may have missed this. Are there any accommodation or affordable places to stay during the in-person classes in the summer?
Yeah, great question, Aaliyah. Yes, we've worked with Selkirk College. There's a Selkirk campus in Nelson. It's beautiful. And they have, I guess you call them residences. And so we have worked out a deal with them, which is, I think it's for $1,050 for the whole time. So I forget if that's like $40 a night equivalent. It's about a 35-minute walk, gorgeous walk, to where we're learning. And so, so we've arranged that. It's a really nice space. And then Nelson itself is a very sweet and welcoming town. There are kitchenettes though, right in the accommodations too, right? So you don't have to be eating out all the time in that space. Yeah.
And Rachel, she has a question. I took the Diverse Learner Summer course in 2019 in Nelson through UBC. Would that be something you could use for credit in the program?
Yes, if it's not part of a degree you already took and you took an additional course like that course, Rachel, you could use that as one of those electives if you wanted.
Okay. All
More
right.
good to see your face on screen there. I bet you have a question.
Hi. Yes, my question is, how many people are in the cohort?
Our first cohort had 24, our second cohort had 22, and this cohort has 22. So we're anticipating about the same size.
Mhm.
Since I teach grade 3, that's exact.
Plus or minus 2, Morgan, I say, plus or minus 2.
Leyton, I'm wondering, the school I work at they just had a ratification vote for educational jurisdiction. So the school I'm working for might become independent of the independent school system in British Columbia. So they'll be their own educational facility. Does that impact my admission to the program if their education changes? Okay.
Not at all. We welcome folks from public system, from independent system. Yeah, and also we we welcome educators from the college system. We welcome community educators as well. So yeah, Sarah, you're in good shape in terms of what you want to take up and what you want to focus on.
Okay.
I have another one.
Morgan, yeah.
It is, sorry, you said last week of July 2024. Is that the week of the 22nd or the week of the 29th going into August?
No, the week of the 22nd.
Thank you.
Yeah. So do you want to give us those dates? It'd be like the Monday to Friday, Morgan. Somebody can type it in the chat box for me, wherever the Monday to Friday of that week is.
I have a question when you're ready.
Yes, come on with that question.
Thank you. My question is about duration of the program. I believe I have a colleague that's doing the program, and I'm wondering if I believe she's really pushing through. She's a superhuman and completing the program within a year. I'm wondering if I take an ed leave, if that is possible.
Oh, interesting question. It is 2 years and 1 term, and that is set. But if you got an ed leave, just think of how much you could do in that time in terms of like getting stuff set up and go. But we really are set up for folks to be working at the same time. So if you get the ed leave, amazing. But we don't truncate the course, because it's really about building your proposal over time and exploring. So if you can get that ed leave, take it. But we wouldn't truncate the program into that year. You'd just be able to really go deep in that year in terms of everything you could that you wanted to get ready during that time. You could just use that time to do it.
Okay, so it's not possible to complete it in 1 year.
We're not set up that way.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe you let me know when you're ready for me to start, or do you guys have any more questions regarding the courses for Leyton, about any particular course? Because I can speak up a little bit about, the duration and all of those things and the cost and the documents. So you guys let me know if you have any more questions for Leyton. Otherwise, I will jump in and we will answer all of your questions at the end of my presentation. So we are here until we complete, answering all of your questions. Okay. So should I just...
I'll answer one more, Linda, and I'll pass on to you. Pam's asking about physical and health education teachers. We have had every teacher from every background in the program. So especially if you as a physical health education teacher are interested in outdoor learning, there's a great fit. There's a real good overlap between the literature between physical and health and what we're doing. But really, no matter what you're teaching, you can really make this meaningful for you. Oh, perfect, Pam. Oh, good question, Rachel. It will not give you a teaching certificate. A teaching certificate is a undergrad level program, so that'd be like WECTEP. Rachel, there is a new rural and remote teacher education program also starting in August at the same time that you might be interested in, that I lead, which is it's over 2 years, part-time. Again, summer courses during the summer and then evenings during the week. So Rachel, you might be interested in that one. I can, if you email me, I can send you information about that as well. But in British Columbia, you have to have a teaching certificate to have a teaching certificate, and that comes from a teacher education program, not a master's program. Okay, Linda, you're on.
Oh, okay. Somebody said something here about the dates there. They just typed them. So hopefully they are correct. As far as I can tell, I guess is for August the 2nd to the 19th. And for 2023, July 1st to the 22nd, and 2024, July 22 to the 26th. I guess is for the dates on the summer, right? Is that
Yeah.
correct? All right. So,
Linda.
all right. So I will get started. Welcome again. And I do apologize. My computer crashed earlier there. But this is a 2-year program. So this is, as Leyton was saying, this is the 3rd time that this program is being offered. And it starts in August 2022. And all of this program, it is a 2-year and, a little bit over 2 years, because you have to take the courses as per what Leyton was showing you previously in the slides, in that order. So all of the students in the cohort program, they start and they complete the program at the same time. And that is with the reason that you will be completing it in 2.5 years about. And then the next intake, it will be in 2024. Okay. So to be admitted at UBC as a graduate student, you need to have completed an undergraduate degree, a 4-year undergraduate degree, and with GPA average in all of your senior level courses, which it is the 3rd and 4th level courses, a 76% or a B+ range. If you also have completed an undergraduate degree and a BEd on top of your undergraduate degree, your GPA can be lower to be admissible at UBC. You would need 68% or a B- in all of your 3rd and 4th level courses. We do not calculate courses that they are in the 1st and 2nd level. Students or applicants who have a little bit less than the requirement by graduate studies in your GPA, you may still be admitted. That would be with a special case rationale. The final call is from graduate studies, but the department and Leyton, he would, if the review committee and the department, they feel that you are a really good fit for this program, they will write a special case rationale to graduate studies to justify how you would be successful in completing a graduate degree, despite of having a little bit of a lower GPA than what it is required. So you also need to have a 2-year teaching or equivalent experience, preferable given to those with who have 2 years experience, or an equivalent of an engagement with schools, local or international communities, NGOs, and other related activities, and those have demonstrated academic interests in this field. So the documents that you need to apply for this program, you need to upload in your online application a set of transcripts that they are back and forth, like in one PDF file. So I need to see the back of each transcript in order to be able to adjudicate the your grades. So all of your transcript would be copies of your official transcript, not just letter grades. And the transcript has to say official, because sometimes some applicants, they have uploaded documents that it's marked unofficial, and graduate studies will not accept those. Once that you are admitted into the program, then at that point you will have to order a set of transcripts that they are sealed and sent to graduate studies. Or if your institution offer e-transcripts, they can go to graduate studies. If you have transcripts at home that they are official, but they are already open, just make sure that you upload those. If you do not have transcripts from all of your post-secondary institutions, I would recommend that you order 2 sets in 2 separate envelopes of all of your transcripts, including transfer credits that they're showing in your transcript of your degree. And one of those transcripts that you receive, make sure that you receive it at home. Some applicants, they have sent it to graduate studies, and it takes a long time for them to open transcripts and upload them into your application. So I would recommend just order them at home. You open one of the sealed copies, you upload them into your application, you leave the other copy sealed. So once that you are offered admission, you will be mailing that sealed copy directly to graduate studies. So they will remove the conditional admission. So all of the admissions initially, it is conditional upon receiving the sealed transcripts for the same copies that you have uploaded in your document, in your application. Also, if you do have different degrees within the same institution, let's say I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna backtrack a little bit. So the only transcripts that you do not need to order is UBC transcripts, because we can find those in the system. But if you have taken courses at UBC or a degree at UBC, and you have obtained transfer credits, let's say from Langara, then you would need to order just the Langara transcripts and upload them into your application. The reason that we do the graduate studies, they want to have those transcripts, even though when you were admitted, they are with enrollment services for your undergraduate degree. Graduate studies is a separate school, and they want to have all of the documents for all of the graduate students. So you will need to order that transfer credit. So when you are completing your application, make sure that if you do have 2 different degrees from the same institution, and I'm just gonna give an example, SFU, you received a BA and a BEd. So make sure that you are in your academic history, you list the same institution, for the same, one of them that you did an SFU BA, and then you did an SFU. So you would name the 2 different degrees and upload the same transcript to both degrees. You also need to provide 3 statements of support from referees, included whenever possible professors or administrators who can speak to your experience and interest in this topic, academic abilities, and potential to complete a graduate program. And this is really, really, really important, because if Leyton or his department, they need to write a special case on your behalf, they will not just look at your grades. They are gonna, they're gonna look at your application as a whole. So they're gonna see what your referees are saying, and that you have the ability to complete this program, because that is gonna be a point that is going to be mentioned in the memo that is being sent to graduate studies, so you can be admitted with a special case. You also need to upload a resume and a 600 statement of intent, clearly outlining your experience and interest in practitioner and inquiry and place of conscious pedagogies, and how this and how I cannot see the bottom part of what I wrote here. anyways, so you need to write down a 600 statement of intent. And I will let Leyton just jump in because he is going to be with the review committee, and he will let you know exactly what it is, what he or the review committee expects to see in your 600 statement of intent. And also, you know, Leyton, if you want to talk a little bit about the 3 referees, because I get a lot of questions about who should I select for my referees, you know, just to make sure that your application, it's, you know, it is a stronger application, right?
Yeah, great question. I just wrote in the chat box, Linda, the statement of intent is very important, folks. So that's just your chance to say, why is this program a good fit for you? I encourage you to talk about, you know, learning about new perspectives, growing your practice, making connections between theory and practice. And if you could make a connection between place or place consciousness, like that you see that as important, usually you're just showing you're a good fit for the program, folks. Also, good to have someone edit it, because it won't just be reviewed by me, it'll be reviewed by a committee of my colleagues. So that's just important to know, right? Just take the time on that little 600-word thing. It's worth it. In terms of reference letters, it's helpful to have at least one reference letter from someone who taught you in some way. So a professor from your B.Ed or your undergrad or a course that you've taken is really helpful. The other 2 references can be professional references. A principal, a helping teacher, a support teacher, a district helping teacher. Sarah, you might want to have 2 people from WebTech, right? You actually might, because you still have access to most of us, but just try to have at least one person be able to talk about you as a learner, as a student. And then your professional references, really coach your people, everybody. Just don't say, can you write me a reference? Give them a hint about what you'd like them to mention. Can you talk about how I take part in this kind of PD, or how I've been trying to do, Pam, how I've been doing outdoor work in my teaching of PE, whatever that is. Just, it's okay to give those folks a little bit of a heads up on what you'd like them to mention or talk about. If you get your statement of intent written a little early, just give that to them to refer to when they write your reference letter.
Okay, thank you so much, you know, for that, Leyton.
I had a question, if I could, about the reference letters. Is it like that they would submit?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, because I know that some universities have, like, they send out their own kind of thing. But I'm just wondering about that.
So let me just jump in, and I was just gonna elaborate a little bit more. So when you are completing your online application, the system is gonna ask you to enter 3 referees there. So just make sure that the referees, you contact your referees beforehand, and that they will gonna give you a really excellent letter of reference. So basically you have to, when you are completing your online application, you will be entering all of your referees' information in your application. So you will have to disclose if it is an academic or if it's a professional referee, you know, where does this person works, what is the telephone number, if somebody needs to contact that referee, and an email address. So if your referees, they do have a professional email address, make sure that that would be the best for you to enter in the in your application. Some referees, they only have webmails. So once that you submit your application, the system has a form. In one form, it is it's geared towards a professor, and the other one, it is geared towards a professional, like your principal or vice principal. So there is 2 different forms. So it's depending of what you enter the information for each one of your referees. So once that you submit your application, the system automatically will send that form, which is called e-reference form, to your referees, to the email address that you have entered on your online application. However, if one of your referees do not have a professional email address, and that would be like a school district, address, like school district whatever. And they do have webmail email address. Since the system cannot verify the validity of referees that they come with webmail addresses like Gmail or Hotmail, those referees, they will need to mail the letter of reference, and the form that they need to that they will be receiving, it is listed in the website. So you will be able to find the letter of reference in the website when you go there. If you cannot find it, I can always send it to you, but they will receive automatically the letter, that form. So, but if you referees, they do have a webmail address, they will not receive it. But then at that point, they can either mail their own letter of reference, or you can provide them that form, or I don't know if the system will send them the form, but they will not be able to send it back. So they will, at that point, they will have to mail it to our office, to my attention, and to put KTY3. So this way, this is how we are identifying this program. This is the third time they suffer. So I will know exactly for which program your referee has sent the letter of reference. So the ones that they receive their e-reference form, as soon as they submit their e-reference form, you will receive an email notifying you that it was received. The ones that they send it directly to our office, and I have to scan it and upload them to your application, those ones I will notify you once that I received it and it's been uploaded. So automatically you can send a reminder to your referees, that if you haven't seen that they have sent it in the system, or I can send it on your behalf. I just don't like to bother the referees too much there, but you can send them a reminder. If a referee is not available for whatever reason, you can switch to another referee on your application. So you can do an edit there. Okay, so I will move to the next slide. Okay, so we have sometimes some applicants from different programs, even though that they are national and Canadians, that they have taken a course somewhere else, like, and international course. And if that course, it is listed as a transfer credit, a part of your transcript, you will have to order a transcript from that institution. And since I don't believe that we will have like international, applicants for this program, but if that's the case, just contact me because I don't want to spend a lot of time here. Okay, so the online application, it is currently open. So you will navigate and you see the URL here. The URL, it will take you to the online application for graduate studies. Since graduate studies have so many programs, we want to make sure that you apply to the correct program. So once that you you can go to our website, and then it will take you to this link. So you don't have to memorize this this website. So automatically when you click apply, it will take you to this link. If you already taken courses at UBC, you already have what we call a CWL, which is a campus login address, that campus-wide login. So you already have like access to different systems at UBC. If you never attended courses at UBC before, you will have to create a CWL, and it's really easy. The system is just going to ask you to enter, a password, and so then you will have your own campus, like your personal way to access all of the systems at UBC. So once that you have, so the system will recognize you if you have the same name on your application. So if you graduated at UBC, let's say, and then you got married, and then you change your last name in your application, it has a different last name than what we have in the records in the system. So then, once that you log in with your campus-wide login, the system can recognize you there by your date of birth. So you will be using the same UBC student number that you already have, in the system. Otherwise, the system will generate a new student number and we will not be able to locate your record. So students who already have taken course at UBC, you will already have a UBC student number. Those who do not, then the system will provide you with a new student number. So you will go, once that you have created that CWL or log into your CWL, you will see that there is a program search. So in that program search, make sure that you type KTY4, and then you will notice that this program, it will show Master of Education and Curriculum Studies, and it starts in July 2022, and that's what you select. Otherwise, if you do not enter KTY4, you do not type this, you may be applying to a completely different program that it could be on campus, and we don't want you to do that, because then you will have to reapply, because it's very difficult to transfer applications. So if you type in the program search KTY4, you will be taken to the correct application. Then you upload all of your supporting documents, and once that you pay for your online application and have submitted whatever documents you have at hand, you can upload transcripts or your resume, statement of intent, after you have submitted your application. So that is possible. So once that you have completed your application, you will notice that there is a part-time acknowledgement. It's a PDF that you will need to print. Once that you had paid and you are really in the system, you have applied, then you will see your UBC student number, because you will have to enter that student number. And this is just to acknowledge that you will be admitted as a part-time student, so you can work and study at the same time. However, as part-time student, you will not be eligible for UBC government-funded bursaries or student loans. So this program is being designed for working professionals. So, so this is just for you to acknowledge that you are acknowledging that you will be admitted as a part-time student. And the application deadline, it is March 1st. That doesn't mean that you have to wait until March 1st to apply. You can apply anytime. You can upload documents later on. And I would recommend that you do apply if you're really, really interested in this program, because we will see how many students we have in the program, just to make sure that you make it. It's a very popular program, and we want to make sure that you have a spot for the review committee to be able to see you. So the application fee is $108 for domestic applicants, $168 and change for international documents. So after March the 1st, you can no longer apply. So that's what it means, application deadline. So by that date, we would like to have as many documents as possible, so like that the review committee can start viewing your application. The referees, I have given them a little bit extra time, because sometimes referees are really busy. But if at all possible, have as many documents as possible by March 1st, so then your application can move to the review committee. The cost of this program, and the current cost for the whole program, it is $15,752 and change for domestic students. International students is $16,697 and change. This is payable over 7 tuition installments 3 times a year. So your first tuition installment, it will be in July. And then after that, it goes in September, and then in January. So it's every 4 months. So it goes from, and then after that, it'll go from May to August, because the summer, even though it has 2, that's 1 tuition installment for the whole summer. So it would be payable 3 times. The tuition currently, each tuition is $2,250 for Canadian and permanent residents. In international students, a little bit higher. $2,385. So just as I mentioned, this is the current tuition. The Board of Governors, they get together just to review the fees every year. And I've seen, through all of my years of working at UBC, they always raise the tuition by 2 or 3%, and that's every May. So starting in May, they will have like, the new tuition will be, you can calculate about 3% higher than what you see for your first, starting from your first installment. So tuition is payable in Canadian dollars, and so besides the tuition, you will be assessed student fees like all of the other universities. They have the Alma Mater Society, and then they have a bunch of different fees. Some fees you can opt out, some fees you cannot. I think that one of the larger fees, the UPass, which it is for students who are residing and studying in the Metro Vancouver area, they have to pay for the UPass, and that comes to about $43.35 per month for a 3-zone. But since most of you, I think that all of you would be, you are located outside of the metro area, so you can opt out from UPass. So you would be saving $173.40 unless you come to Vancouver and you want to pay like a reduced rate, so then at that time you do not opt out for your UPass, but otherwise you can opt out. Another large fee that you would be assessed, and that's usually assessed in September, it's a 1-year fee for dental and medical. And if you do have coverage, you can opt out. The current fee for that is $264 for the whole year. So the tuition is the tuition that you saw previously, it is for your whole program, not a credit-based tuition. So which it means that if you want to take additional courses, this program, in order to complete this program and graduate, you have to take the required courses that Leyton had mentioned earlier, and then you have some elective courses that, of course, they have to be approved by Leyton because he is your program supervisor, academic supervisor. So he will make sure that all of the courses that you're taking in this program can be used for you to graduate from this program. However, if you want to take additional courses that they are on top of your 30 credits, you will have to check with Leyton to make sure that that they are okay, that you're not taking too many courses, but you don't have to pay additionally for those courses. So as I mentioned, as long as you are in the program, you can take as many courses as you really like without having to pay additional for those courses. The caveat is that you do need to pass all of those courses because they will be showing all of them in your degree, right? All of the courses are going to be listed. So if you fail any of the courses, even that there are additional courses, you have to repeat them. You may audit them if you really have something that you're really, really interested in. The instructor is okay for you to just audit, which means that you will not do the exam and you're just taking out of interest. Then you can take those courses. But if you want to get credit for those and you just check with Leyton and say, Leyton, I'm interested in taking music. I'm really, I love music. So can I take a course in music? And, so if he says, yay, you can take them, and I will be registering you in all of your required courses. So that's another bonus about being part of the program, because you don't have to fight for a seat in any of those courses that you need to take. As UBC students who are full-time students who come to campus, they don't have if the course get full, they cannot get into that course. But with this program, you're guaranteed a seat in all of your required courses, and I will be registering you all into all of your courses. And yeah, you can take courses, your electives, either through the West Indies Agreement, institutions that they're part of the West Indies Agreement. And, maybe you would be starting together and completing together. So you will be you can talk to one another and see, to find out what course, the other person is taking, and to see if you want to take this course. And I would recommend that you do, if you have any colleagues that you really want to study with, just let them know about this program so you guys can study together. I would recommend that. And in the screen is my email address and my phone number, and I will be happy to answer any questions, anytime that you guys have questions. And I will stop sharing the screen. So like that, we can take in questions here. So I don't know if you guys wanna just go ahead and ask the questions. I noticed that there were a bunch of them in the chat. Should we go through those, Leyton, or what do you suggest?
I think we can just take any final questions. I know folks had to leave by 4:30, so thanks for hanging in there an extra 15 minutes, folks.
Okay.
Anything else folks want to ask? I'm here for you.
I just wanted to ask about the electives. Did they have to be like at a master's level, or?
It can be at the 300 or 400 level, Jessica. So
Okay.
that does open the door for like a senior level course in something.
Okay, I'm just wondering because I have some courses through U of A for linguistics study. So I don't know if those would fall under, but you would see on my transcripts, I guess, or?
Can I just jump in for a little bit? Regarding the transfer credits, you can only have a maximum of 6 credits that they are in the undergrad degree. So 300 or 400 level. All of your other courses, they have to be at the 500 level courses. So you can transfer up to 12 credits in the upper level, like 500 level, or 6 credits on the undergraduate. That has to be, Leyton needs to check your transcript and to see if he feels that those courses that they would transfer or to this, they would be appropriate for this degree. Your courses also, they're having to be taken within 5 years, not longer than that from the time that this program starts. And they cannot be part of a degree. So if they were used as part of your degree, they cannot be used. They have to be floating courses. So if you have taken, your undergraduate degree would have like 120 credits, right, altogether. So if you have 140, so you have a few courses that they are extra, right? So
Right.
you would have to, that would be something that Leyton would need to check to see if they would be transferable for this program.
Okay.
Okay.
It's very common in the North, Linda, for folks to be able to take like a course and then just have this course there.
Right.
So. Folks, I did put my email in the chat box for you there in case you want to follow up personally with me, or if you want information about that accommodation and who to contact to book that a space. But as Linda said, if you're interested, we'd love to have your application sooner than later, because the other things like the transcripts can be added in, but it's good to get yourself into the system, especially to get your reference requests out to people. We are all so extra stretched right now during COVID. And so just give your references some extra time versus it's due tomorrow. I'm not quite sure anybody can handle anything being due tomorrow right now.
Yeah.
Jess, did you have another question?
Nope, I don't, but thank you guys for your time and lots of information.
Okay, if you see Christy McKay, you say hi for me.
I will. I'll see her tomorrow. We work in the same building.
Yes. Okay, say hi.
Okay, take care. Good
Okay,
night.
bye. Sarah, Morgan, Pam,
Can I
Eric?
ask you a question,
Yeah,
Leyton?
go ahead. Yeah.
So on the, I don't think it's the personal statement. I think I saw this under the CV and what to put into your CV.
Yeah.
It's my second year, like I'm in my second year of teaching now, and I'm working with Dr. Dustin Louis on some Pro D right now on a project. Is that something that I can put under the jobs description. I just don't have, it's only 2 years. It's not like
Yeah.
I'm part of a lot.
Just have a little section that says
Yeah.
PD attended or PD
Okay.
participated in, and then
Okay.
add a line about that in your
Okay.
letter of intent. Dustin just joined.
I
You-
know.
So, and he's a friend and colleague of mine. So that's like a super great connection.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
trying
a
to talk
friend
him
and
into-
colleague of mine. Look at that. He
I'm trying to
mentioned
talk him
you.
in- I'm trying to talk him into teaching one of the courses, but he's got a pretty full role.
Interesting. He said the same. So maybe you're making an impression, Leyton.
That's great, Sarah. That's great.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Morgan,
Bye.
oh, bye. Good to see you.
Bye.
Do you think that it is would you advise particular professional references over others? Like say, for example,